بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا الكريم. إخواني في الله, we're at the beginning of a new week. Alhamdulillah, renew your intentions. Try to make the best out of this week. Try to get all that you can get. Make a brand new niyyah. Roll up your sleeves. And ista'an billah. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his help and his aid. Of the permission of Allah, we have reached Ad-Dars al-Khamis Ashar, lesson number 15. Lesson number 15 is in a brand new topic, Al-Fi'l al-Mudari'. Al-Fi'l al-Mudari'. It's the future verb. Mudari' it doesn't actually mean future. It means mushabih. It's similar to, it means similar, and it's similar to ism fa'il, but that's a whole nother topic. But what's intended here is the present tense and the future tense. And you know if it's present tense or future tense by the context of the sentence. By the context, it could be present, and he's doing it now. That's what present tense means, that he's doing it right now while he's speaking. Okay? And future means he's going to do it after speaking. Doesn't mean a year later, a week later, a day later. I mean, after the speaker speaks. That's what future means. After the speaker speaks. Present tense means while the speaker is speaking. Okay? And you know which one it is by the context of the sentence. So fi'l mudari' is present tense or future tense. Okay, present tense or future tense. And today we're looking at the conjugation of the future tense or the fi'l mudari'. We're looking at the conjugation of these verbs with two pronouns, huwa wa hiya. Huwa wa hiya. Just to let you know beforehand, fi'l madi, the conjugation in fi'l madi, it occurred at the end of the word. Dhahabu, dhahabta, dhahabti, dhahabtu, dhahabna, dhahaba, dhahabat, dhahabna, dhahabtum, dhahabtunna, dhahabtuma. The change, the conjugation was at the end of the word. So primarily in the fi'l mudari', the conjugation is going to occur at the beginning of the word. It's gonna sometimes, like if the word is dhahaba, dhahabtu, the two things change. Like the ba, the last letter became with a sukoon, and something was added. Dhahabtu, or dhahabta, or dhahabtum. But now that primarily the conjugation and the change is going to occur at the beginning of the word, and there are some, because of it being plural or dual, it will also affect the end of the word. It will also affect the end of the word. Okay, but all of them, the conjugation is going to be at the beginning of the word, so you have to keep that in mind. If you see a verb and the conjugation and the change is at the end of the word, and that's the sign that is madi. And if you see the change at the beginning of the word, changing from the original three letters of the word, then you know that that's future tense. And now many students, while we're doing future tense, they're sometimes still stuck on past tense. So this is how you identify and recognize the difference between past tense and future tense. Now, where the conjugation is falling, where is it occurring? If it's at the end of the verb, like you all are familiar with, that's the past tense. But it's at the beginning of the verb, it will be it's going to be future or present tense, and that which I'm saying will be seen. It's just a small, just caution, so you can be aware. Okay, let me pull the page up a little bit, and let's get started. This story here doesn't have a title, and it should have a title. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Let's see if we can correct that, inshallah, in the future. Okay, so we're going to read together. We're going to take our time. So you all repeat after me. Hopefully it's big enough. We're going to proceed. Bismillah. مرض عيسى البارحة. مرض عيسى البارحة وأراد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى. وأراد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى فأخذه أبوه إليه. فأخذه أبوه إليه. قرب بيتهما من المستشفى. قرب بيتهما من المستشفى فسارا حتى وصلا إليه. فسارا حتى وصلا إليه. We're going to stop here. We're going to go back. مرض عيسى البارحة. What does that mean? مرض عيسى البارحة. We're going to take our time. We're going to take our time. Nobody feel nervous. We're going to take our time, inshallah. مرض عيسى البارحة. What does البارحة mean? What does the sentence mean? Isa became sick last night. Now, مرض means he became sick. أنا مرضت, I became sick. Now, Isa became sick, was sick last night. البارحة means last night, and you're going to need these words. البارحة. الليلة, that's tonight. البارحة, that's last night. البارحة, last night. مرض عيسى البارحة. Isa fell ill last night. وأراد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى. أراد. أراد. He wanted to go to the hospital. And he wanted to go to the hospital. So the verb arada, it means he wanted. He wanted. If I say ana, like the habtu, and I put a sukoon on that dial, if I put a sukoon on that dial, the hamza is going to get dropped. It's going to be ana aradtu. And you're going to see it in the sentences. I mean, in the Jumal Mufida. So you would say ana aradtu. I wanted. هل أردت شيئا يا زيد? What does that mean? هل أردت شيئا يا زيد? هل أردت شيئا يا زيد? هل أردت شيئا? Let's keep it mildly. Let's not get mixed up. Did you want something, Zayd? Did you? Did you? It's changing at the end. Changing at the end. Did you want something? Did you want something? هل أردتني? Did you want me? هل أردتني? نعم. Okay. وأراد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى. Okay, this is the first fi'l mudari that we have. يذهب. Pardon me for taking the time to mention. This is the first time fi'l mudari comes in the whole entire book. Whole entire book. I refuse to just throw the student under the bus. When we get to fi'l mudari, that's when we study. And when we get to fi'l amr, that's when we study it. I'm not throwing the student under the bus, and there's no reason to rush. We're not doing, and even according to the pronoun, We're not going to do any other pronoun but who are here. And when we get up to anti or antum, that's when it's going to come. Okay. The verb, we know dhahaba is in the past tense. Look how this one changes. It changes with a ya at the beginning of the verb. That ya is extra. That ya is indicating ghaib, that it's third person, yadhhab. And just like in the Madi, you put a sukoon on the last letter, the habtu, this one you put a sukoon on the first letter. You put a sukoon on the first letter, yadhhabu, yadhhabu. That ya indicates he wants. I mean, he's going. I'm sorry. The ya indicates he. The ya indicates ghaib, third person. And we have a chart, and we're going to take our time. We're going to take our time. There's going to be a chart, and it's going to show you how everything's going to fall in. Okay? Well, like in here, there is a sukoon. Barakallahu fikum. We got to watch these barakallahu fikum cameras. There's a sukoon that's put on the first letter, and the ya there, barakallahu fikum, is to indicate he. If it was a ta, tadhab, it could mean she, or it could be you, or all of that is going to come. So do we understand what this means? وَأَرَادَ أَنْ يَذْهَبَ إِلَى الْمُسْتَشْفَى. He wanted to go. To go. And this is present tense. He wanted to go. No, this is future tense. أَرَادَ أَنْ يَذْهَب. يَذْهَب, he wants to go. He wants to go. That's in the future. He wants to go in the future. After we finish speaking. He wants his father to speak. I mean, he wants his father to take him. So this is future tense. وأراد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى فأخذه أبوه إليه فأخذه أبوه إليه فأخذه أبوه. Where's أبوه? فأخذه أبوه إليه. So he took his father with him. No, he took his father with him. أخذه أبوه. Who's the fa'il? Who's doing أخذ? Who's doing the fa'il? Who's the fa'il? La abuhu. فأخذه أبوه. Abuhu is the fa'il. So his father took him to it. The father is the fa'il. أخذه أبوه. أخذه أبوه. أخذه أبوه. His father took him. أخذه أبوه. Abuhu is the fa'il doing أخذ. And that pronoun is the maf'ul in B. That pronoun, أخذه, is Isa. أخذه, his father took him. أخذه أبوه. His father took him. His father took him. His father took him. We understand that? فأخذه أبوه. His father took him to it. If he took his father, it would be like Zaydin akhada abahu. It would be abahu. If his father wasn't doing the action, it would be abahu. And his father's the father's abuhu. If he took his father, it would be Zaydin akhada abahu. Yeah, right. Poor Isa. Isa's the one who's sick. Like he get his father up and drag him to the hospital. طيب. قرب بيتهما من المستشفى. قرب بيتهما من المستشفى. What does that mean? قرب. قرب بيتهما من المستشفى. The house was near. Right. Make it past tense, the house was near. If it was future tense, it would be the house is near. If it was future tense, it would be the house is near. But now this past tense, the house was close to the masjid. Their house was close to the masjid. So now these sentences are on another level. When you enter in fi'l mudari, it's on another level. Your conversation, the conversation is on another level now. The house was close to the فَسَارَ حَتَّى وَصَلَ إِلَيْهِ. فَسَارَ. What does Sarah mean? We know that Aleph is for Muthanna, it means two, but what does Sarah mean? فَسَارَ حَتَّى ذَهَبَ. It's a Safara. Sarah. You want to travel to a hospital? What does Sarah mean? It's all over the Quran. قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. So they walked. The both of them walked. And throughout the Quran, Allah says, سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Walk through the land. سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. فَانظُرُوا. Look. كيف كان عاقبة المجرمين. How was the punishment of the wrongdoers? نعم. Sarah means to walk. تقول أنا سرت مع أبي. I walked with my father. سرت. أنا سرت مع أبي. أنا سرت مع أبي. Sarah yasiru. But we're gonna look at the mudore. We're gonna look at the future. But Sarah means he walked, like Masha. You already know Masha, right? Sarah means Masha. You know Masha? Sarah means Masha. Now you have two words. You have two words. It means to walk. To walk. Or you could just say to go. So we understand. We see that that aleph is for dual, for Sarah. حتى وصل إليه. So what does that mean? فسار حتى وصل إليه. They both walk. حتى وصل إليه. Until they reach there, right? We don't want translation by general meaning of the story. We want the actual translation. They walk until they reached it, until they arrived, right? Until they arrived there. Okay. Okay, let's continue to read. This is where we stopped, right? Let's continue to read. We're going to take our time. If we can't finish the story today, there's no problem. There's a lot of new words in here. There's a lot of new words in here. Okay. Huma intadhara qalila. You'll repeat after me. Huma intadhara qalila. We're just going to read now. I'm going to translate later. Huma intadhara qalila. If we don't stop, we would say Human intadhara qalila. Human, it will go straight to the noon. But for studying's sake, we're going to stop. Huma intadhara qalila. فلما جاء دور عيسى دخلا غرفة الطبيب. فلما جاء دور عيسى دخلا غرفة الطبيب. Again. فلما جاء دور عيسى دخلا غرفة الطبيب. سأل الطبيب عيسى عن حاله. سأل الطبيب عيسى عن حاله. فهو أخبر الطبيب بأن له ألما في بطنه. فهو أخبر الطبيب بأن له ألما في بطنه. the conversation is on another level now. The conversation stepped up a bit. Let's go back to where we stopped. Huma intadhara qalilan. What does that mean? They waited a short time. Intadhar means to wait. Intadhara means to wait. Intadhartu. In the sense, the words are going to come in Jumal Mufida. Intadhartu, I waited. Intadharta. So they waited a little bit. They both waited a little. فَلَمَّا جَاءَ دَوْرُ Isa. What does that mean? فَلَمَّا جَاءَ دَوْرُ Isa. When Isa's turn came, Dawru Isa, Isa's turns, mudaf mudaf ilay. Isa's turn, Dawru Isa, Dawr is a turn. When his turn came, when, falamma means when, falamma or lamma or falamma, when, ja'a Dawru Isa, you know ja'a means to come. When Isa's turn came, dakhala ghurfat al-tabib. They entered the doctor's room. They entered the doctor's room. Right, they both entered the doctor's room. Is everything clear? Everything clear so far? You doing all right? Okay. Let's continue. سأل الطبيب عيسى عن حالي. What does that mean? The doctor asks Isa about his condition. Yes. Right. The doctor asks Isa how he is, about his condition. Hal means condition. فهو أخبر الطبيب بأن له ألما في بطنه. هو أخبر الطبيب. فهو أخبر الطبيب. What does that mean? أخبر الطبيب. So he informed the doctor. نعم, he informed. أنا أخبرت. أنت أخبرت. نعم. بأن له. What does له mean? له ألما. بأن له ألما. That he has pain in his stomach. Yeah, lahu. We know lahu. عنده. له لديه ألما. بأن لديه. بأن له. بأن عنده. عنده ألما. له ألما. لديه ألما. We know what lahu means. He has it. له ألما في بطنه. He has pain in his stomach. بأن, there's no translation for it. But we use it just to make a separation between informing. It's just barakallahu fikum. The doctor actually said I was doing, so he explained to the doctor that he has pain in his stomach. Right. Bi'anna lahu is to separate the story from what Isa actually said. You know, bi'anna, I mean, what comes after anna is what he actually said. What he actually said. So you can say, huwa akbar al-tabib lahu alaman fi batni. But when you say bi'anna, it's like you're giving like a break, or you're giving an indication like these are his actual words. Bi'anna. And now it's going to be his actual words that he said. Lahu alaman fi batni. It's not like there's a translation for bi'anna. Naam, yes. Yes, yani batnihi. And the heavy ta in batn, pronounce it like it has a qalqala. Not like it as a qalqala. Let's not use the word like. Pronounce it with a qalqala. Mhm. Pronounce it with a qalqala. And in short, in short, just briefly, since you brought this up, there are letters in alphabet that when this has a sukoon on it, when it has a sukoon on it, the sound still flows like S, wa akh, wa ash, wa al. Like even though it has a sukoon, the sound still flows. And some of them air flows like S, na'am, wa yaf, on the fa, yaf. But there's 6 letters in alphabet. When it's a sukoon, no air flows and no sound flows. Na'am. There's 6 letters in Arabic alphabet. When it has a sukoon, no air flows and no sound flows. Na'am. So when you make it a second, we can't tell what it's like the qaf. I say up, up. It's not like it's f. F is up, and it's not clear because this. When I say f or akh, when I make it a sukoon, the sound is still flowing, so you get an idea what I'm saying. Ash, as. When it's second, but these 5 letters, no sound or no air flows when it has a sukoon on it. Okay, the hamza is from it, but the hamza is no problem. Say yakulun, bet sun is no problem. It's clear what it is. But these other letters, if you said yap, yapkun, if I say yabakun, yapkun, yap, it's not clear. So in Arabic they have a qalqala. Qalqala, it means haraka, like a fatah kasra dama. It means haraka. I mean, don't make it sakin. Make it like a haraka, but don't make it a haraka to a fatah. It's less than a fatah. So you say yaqtulun, yaqaf, batana. You can't say batnihi. He has an alam fi batnihi, batnihi. Like what's this letter? Batnihi. It's not clear. When I say batal, batanihi. Like when I make it almost like a fatah, some sound comes from it. Some sound comes from it. Like if I said, min shari hasidin either hasad. I say hasad. What if I said either hasad? Either hasad. Like you like, what is that letter? Min shari hasidin either. If I said qul huwallahu ahad, ahad. Like what's the letter? Ahad. If I say ahad and you hear that sound, that makes it clear. If it wasn't for me, make it taking this second, this half that has no haraka on it. Qalqala means to make it have a haraka. It means to make it have a haraka, but not all the way to a fatah. It's not like hasidin either hasada, but it's hasad. It's not qul huwallahu ahada, but it's ahad. Are you all with me? These 5 letters, there's no sound in it. So qalqala means haraka. That's what qalqala means. So you're going to actually act like it's a fatah on it, but not a clear fatah, like half of a fatah. You're going to act like it's a haraka, but it's not a fatah. It's just you're going to separate the 2 parts of the makhaj that meet up together to pronounce this. Like you're just going to separate them so some type of sound comes out. So if I said that somebody wants to make hajj, if I say hajj, 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 I just say hajj. Like you can't understand what I'm saying. Hajj, because no sound or air flows in these letters. Therefore, these are the things that were with Arabic before the Quran came down. Al-idgham, wal-ikhfa, wa-izhar, wa-ikhfa al-shafawi, wal-qalqala. The Arabs spoke with this before the Quran came down. Okay, let's get back to our lesson. Is everything clear on that? Right. Barakallahu feekum. So we understand what bi'anna. Bi'anna is like when you hear bi'anna, man, this is actually what he said. فَهُوَ أَكْبَرُ الطَّبِيبِ بِأَنَّ. When you say bi'anna, if this is actually like I'm preparing you, you know, that this is what he said to the doctor. Okay. But it's perfectly okay for me to say, فَأَكْبَرُ الطَّبِيبِ لَهُ أَلَمًا. When I say bi'anna, and like I'm making a little break, like to separate the story and from his actual statement. So do we understand what's going on? Lahu alaman. Alam is pain. And it comes in the Quran. Allah says, adabun alim. Alim is just a form of alam. It's a painful punishment. Adabun alimun. Alim. It's all over the Quran. Alim. It's from alam. It's from pain. Are you all with me? Okay. Listen up. Today you all are studying. Tomorrow you are teaching. Don't let the students feel from you that you're rushing. You might be going fast, but you have to check. Sometimes the teacher like knows the topic so well, and he wants to teach so much, he goes fast, but he doesn't recognize it. But I'm telling you all, if you have like a limit that you have to teach, the class has to be done in 2-3 months, you're not doing justice to the student. Don't do your students like that. Don't do them like that. The knowledge is not on your time schedule. It don't work like that. Knowledge works when the students understand and you go at their pace. They don't go at your pace. You're at their service. They're not at your service. You're at their service. I remember one time we were in Yemen and we had a teacher in Tajweed, and man, we were so intimidated from him. He was like, "You understand, right? Everybody understands this. The kids understand this. You understand, right?" It was like, "Yeah, Sheikh, we understand." We were so intimidated. He's like, "You understand, right? Everybody can understand. What's wrong with y'all?" Like, no, we got it, Sheikh. He was telling us that we understand. Like, as long as you tell us we understand, forget it. You know. So sometimes, barakallahu feekum, when you're studying, you might find from your teacher that what you don't like, but you have to be patient. You have to be patient. Even me, you know, and you're going to try to do it better. You know, I remember one time I studied a book with the teacher. It was in Mustalah. And we were like, today's the last day. Man, he took his time. We came the next day. We were like, today's the last day. It still wasn't the last 3 days. We thought on the first day the class is over. And he just took his time at the end of that book, like he didn't want to leave the book. I still remember that till today. Nah. So don't let the student feel rushed, because it could be very discouraging and intimidating. And you know, do you know how many students quit? Yeah, ikhwan, do you know how many quit? And sometimes the fault is the teacher. It's already difficult. He's already probably inconfident, you know, and teacher, you want to build the confidence. You want to show support. He wants to know that you're right there, you know. So here we go. It's very important. You know, I'm very serious about teaching. You'll have to do it right. If you're not going to do it right, don't do it. Step aside. Allah will bring somebody else going to do it right. If you're not going to do it right, step aside. Don't do that to the people. You turn them away. You turn them away. فهو أخبر الطبيب بأن له ألما في بطنه. You understand this word alaman? It means pain. في بطنه, in his stomach. Let's just take a little bit more. فحص الطبيب بطن عيسى وحلقه وعينيه وأذنيه. I'm sorry to surprise you all in the middle of this story, but you know you're going to be memorizing the story, right? You knew that, right? I'm trying to say it on a calm voice. I don't want to be screaming when I tell you that information. I'm trying to have it like a calm voice, so so that so I won't shock y'all with that. But this is the challenge. Now it's on. This is where you grow. This is where you grow. But we're going to take our time. That's the point. We're going to do what we can do, but we're going to do it, inshallah. Y'all with me? Like, we're going to do what we can do at a time, but we're going to do it. Right? We're not going to quit. All right? Again. فحص الطبيب بطن عيسى وحلقه وعينيه وأذنيه. فحص الطبيب بطن عيسى وحلقه وعينيه وأذنيه. Like, don't you all have confidence that the one that aided you to memorize the previous stories is going to aid you to memorize this story? And why not? He's so generous. He's so generous, and you're embarking upon his religion. Why wouldn't he help you? So be confident. Fawqa nujum, ya ikhwan. Fawqa nujum. We're above the stars. Nothing stops us. Nothing. He examined Isa's stomach and his throat and his eyes and his ears. Very good. Fahasa means to examine. Fahasa tabib. Batna Isa. Isa's stomach. Wahalqahu, his throat. Wa'aynayhi, and his eyes. Wa'udhunayhi, and his ears. وأخبر عيسى بأنه يحتاج إلى بعض فحوص. Let's just read before we translate. وأخبر عيسى بأنه يحتاج إلى بعض فحوص. فحص بول وفحص براز. I'm sorry. فحص دم فحص بول وفحص براز. Again, فحص دم وفحص بول وفحص براز. وأمره أن يرجع بالنتيجة بعد ساعة. This is where we're going to stop for today. وأمره أن يرجع بالنتيجة بعد ساعة. Okay, let's translate this part here. وأخبر عيسى بأنه يحتاج إلى بعض فحوص. What does this mean? وأخبر عيسى. And he informed Isa that he needs to do some tests. Na'am. From the word fahs and fahus comes from the word fahasa. Fahasa is the verb to examine. Fahsun is a test. And the plural is fahus, examinations, tests. Are we clear on that? وَأَخْبَرَ Isa بِأَنَّهُ, that he, بِأَنَّهُ is that he, يحتاج, he needs, إِلَى بَعْضِ فَحُوص. This word يحتاج, it should always be with the word ila. يحتاج ila. يحتاج ila. يحتاج ila. This verb يحتاج is always with this preposition ila. It should be. فحص دم فحص بول وفحص براز. What does that mean? فحص دم فحص دم وفحص بول, blood test, فحص دم. فحص بول, فحص بول, that's a urine test. وفحص براز, stool test. No, stool sample. Right. Very good. And you need these words. And I purposely put this in the story because it's embarrassing that when people don't know how to say these words, and they have to use whatever English and pointing and making all kinds of shapes and movements to explain what they need. Like, please just learn the language, stop the sign language. So I purposely, like somebody might go to the doctor and say, mushkila. Mushkila is a problem. He's like, mushkila, he's pointing at his stomach and pointing at his neck. No, you got to learn how to speak. Mushkila, like he pointing inside his mouth. So we have to learn how to say these things that in these specific things. Tayyib. وَأَمَرَهُ أَنْ يَرْجِعَ بِالنَّتِيجَةِ وَأَمَرَهُ أَنْ يَرْجِعَ بِالنَّتِيجَةِ بعد ساعة. And he ordered him to return with the results after an hour. Right. He ordered him, or he told him. Right? He ordered him. وَأَمَرَهُ أَنْ يَرْجِعَ. He ordered him to return with the results after an hour. This is where we're going to stop today. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to read this, not from memory. But I want you for homework to read this, what we took right here, right now, to read it. We took half the story. Are y'all with me? We took more than half the story, more than half. So I want you to review it and review it. But before we go on, we're going to review this before we even go on. Don't make small of this. You're on a new chapter. The level of conversation has increased. Okay? So I want you to review what we have. Read it 15 times, 20 times. Don't shortchange yourself. This is our lesson for today. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.